Y'all ever wish you could do more than you could, or that you have been able to do? I've been in that zone these past few days. Like, damn, bro, I wish I could just be able to do so much more than I've been able to do, like in the realms of things that I do for people, things that I can do for myself. But then I think it makes me go back to, like, you do a lot already. Stop playing. You're comparing yourself now to what you feel others do for you, and it's not just one person doing it, it's a collective doing it. So you may be taking it from everything that people do for you, putting it as one thing that it should be. Chill out. Focus on what you could do. I know. But what's up, y'all? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? It's been weird. It's been really weird. I don't know if it's just things shifting, like, you know, the planetaries and shit, making it weird again. Because for a moment we were smooth. We were running like very solid. And then all of a sudden it got super interesting. Like, what's going on? We're gonna do something today. We're gonna do it because here we are, right? I'm lounging because I needed to be with myself in my naturalness. Not trying too hard, not doing the most, just being here. So here we are. So I don't know what's about to come out of my mouth this episode, but we gonna ride with it. It'll still be the truth. I just don't know how the delivery is going to be because very blah, very today, you know? So without further ado, welcome back to another episode of Present Not Perfect. I'm your host, Mimi Jeanite, yours truly, the one and only. And today we are going to be talking about people. That came out so weird. We're going to be talking about the things that can change and that can't, pretty much. And when it comes to people, there's not much you can do to change someone, nor should you want to change someone. But I get the notion of it being something like, damn, we could have been so much if you just would have, you know? I get that. Let's get into it. My experience in life is not going to be the same experience everybody else has in life. There are some similarities, so it's like, okay, you can kind of relate to some people on different areas as to what they say has been happening or has happened in their life, but then the way you translate it for yourself and also the way that you process it will be different than a lot of people. For instance, for someone that goes through sexual abuse, I'm not sure what I can say on this app, this platform. For someone that goes through that situation, some people will take that, internalize it, and make themselves the problem. Some people will externally make anybody else the problem, so they won't ever see what they've done or how they contribute to the continuance of it, you know, like, not to say that happening to you was your fault. Most times it isn't, but then to perpetuate that narrative will be on you. Like, you continue establishing a foundation of this is what life is. That's you doing that, because in reality that's not true. Everybody is not out to get you in that way. Everybody is not with that mentality trying to essay you. But with you keeping that in mind, making that seem like everybody is going to do the same thing that one person did to you or a few people did to you, you continue that narrative, and that will continue to be something relevant in your life. And some people take that and they're like, you know what, I release you and you no longer have any hold in my life. And I know that not everybody is like you. Although you may be hurt, I know that you yourself are broken. I will not allow you to break me. And some people will use that as fuel to realize another way of living. So there are ways of relating to somebody when something happens to you in life. A car accident, for instance, like, so many people have had an experience of being in a car accident, but some people deal with it differently. Some people's, theirs were a lot more extensive, where they had issues that happened with their bodies after the incident, or some people just mentally couldn't deal with whatever was happening, so they end up mentally more confused versus it physically. Even with that, you can relate to a certain degree. Like, some people will see that and be like, oh, that wasn't that bad. And some people will see it and be like, oh my gosh, that was bad. That was horrible. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. So there's always like some type of people seeing it from their own point of view happening. So when it comes to trying to get somebody to be something that you see them as, or trying to get them to make a decision that would be better for them in your opinion, you can't really get people to that point without there being some type of manipulation. And that's the caveat, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't see them trying to change someone as being manipulative. But if we go down to the nit and the grit of it, you are manipulating someone. You are trying to get them to see something from your perspective, which isn't bad. However, it is something where you are trying to get somebody to become something you see them as. We always think we know what's best for somebody else. Some of us, seeing somebody else live a life, live through their experiences, we oftentimes think we know what is better for them if we've gone through something, and it's like, no, you should do it this way because this is the better way. You have somebody that's like, I tried this taco, but this taco place is better. You should definitely try over here. And sometimes people will agree. Sometimes things that you don't like, the other person does. So it gets to the point where it's like, okay, I can't really tell you what to like or what to not like, or what to be like, or what to present yourself like. You have to want that for yourself. You have to want to be something, or want something, or showcase something first before you even agree with me. So when you settle into like more of the manipulation tactic, a lot of people emotionally manipulate someone and they don't even realize that they're emotionally manipulating someone, just because they believe they're doing a service to that person. They're doing what's best for that person. We have to acknowledge that sometimes when we are trying to change someone, we are manipulating them. If someone doesn't want to be in a relationship, the more you try to get them to want to be in a relationship, you are the problem. The moment you let them be themselves and choose whatever they want to choose, that's the more healthy way of considering that person and helping them through whatever their process is. And most times when you are trying to get them to see your point of view and agree with your perspective, you are going to make that person want to stay away from you, because now they can see through it. They can see through your ploy of making them do something they didn't want to do in the first place. The best thing you can do for someone is to just be you, be yourself in whatever the situation is. If they believe that you are someone they should emulate because your lifestyle fits the lifestyle that they want to live, that is the only way that you are going to get somebody to agree with you in whatever it is that you're trying to get them to believe they should be like or should want to be. It's only so much that happens that will get somebody to really want what you're wanting for them. And sometimes we also, as the people that are trying to get somebody to change, we're not even sitting in what other people want us to do. Like, we're not changing in certain ways that other people want us to change in. So we have to be considerate of what the other person is desiring for their life. And it's okay if the other person doesn't want to change. We have to let go of control in that. Like, we have to let go of forcing a situation that doesn't necessarily need to happen. Because the only thing that does is create a dynamic between people that make them want to stay away from you. Because now you're doing something, or you're reacting to them in a way that makes them feel like they are not enough. They are not welcome. They are not accepted the way that they are. The way I feel like you can actually present some type of change to someone is to just let them know that there is another way, and then let them choose. Continue to do you. If you choose to accept them the way they are right now, go forth with it and let them choose exactly what it is that they want to do, knowing now. It's the same way like when people want people to become Christians, they will literally blast this person with so much information, like, and a lot of fear at the same time, like, you will not make it into da 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 if you don't do it this way. And it's like, now this person, either they're going to be there out of fear or they're going to remain opposed to the situation. So they're not even going to be like, yeah, let me become a Christian or let me become some type of religious follower just because I feel like this is my station. It's going to be like, oh, if I don't, then when I die, something's gonna, and that's not the way it's meant to even happen. And just to, stay on the religious conversation, I feel like this is something where I'm not really able to speak on because myself, I'm not necessarily religious. I consider myself someone that believes in God and I'm a follower of Christ. So there's a lot of the things that Christ did within his life that I follow. And this is the way that I feel like I'm able to have a relationship with God, where I'm closer to God in this way. The same way that you can have a relationship with your parents. So if I follow the footsteps of someone that was able to make their parents proud, and that's one of my goals, is to make my parent proud, what am I going to do? And basically, that's the way I kind of take it, is Jesus is my big bro. And he's not someone that necessarily like was the one and only, because there's so many other people that was able to still have a relationship with God and still make it in a way where it was beyond, and that is what I strive for. So it's like Jesus gave the blueprint, and the whole thing is to have a relationship with God, and that's where I take it. So if I were to go through with the way that I was being taught when I was young, how I should be in fear, or just taking the things that were stated in church, like this is the way, the only way, I don't think I would be in the position that I am today with the relationship that I had with God, because there's so many times in my life where I had something happen and it was just like I was so angry with God, and those were the most one-on-one connection type moments with God, because it was just like the way that I was just like, why? Why is this happening to me? You said this, you said that. Why is this happening to me? And if I didn't have the relationship that I have with God, I would not have approached it that way. And I would have thought that I was so alone. I would have thought that I was just out of it. Like it was not something for me, and that would have put me in a deeper hole than I already was in. So thankfully, I didn't take what people were trying to make me become to heart. Like I took it to my own way. Like I did my own thing with it. However, I did take pieces of what I picked up along the way as something that I wanted to implement by seeing people just be themselves. The people that were trying to force it on me, it ain't happened. But my mama, that lady right there, boy, I thank God for that lady. She has been someone that, of course, as children, you want somebody to, you need somebody to guide you. But then once I came of age, it wasn't something where she literally tried to put it down my throat. It was like, no, you are old enough to make your own decisions now. So whatever you choose, go ahead and go through with it. And now we sit down, we have debates, we go through, we literally talk. And she's somebody that doesn't have any issue, still keeping her own beliefs, because that's how she came into this point in her life, and it's brought her here so she can go further with it. And if she chooses to change her mind later on in life, she will. But she is somebody that listens. So there are things that she's learned along the way, and me being me living in my own truth and coming into my own truths about whatever is happening with the unfolding of nature and how God is and everything, under the sun, basically. She listens to it, and it allows her to come to her own conclusion. I'm not trying to tell my mom to change. I'm not trying to get her to be somebody else that she's not. If it doesn't resonate with her in the moment, I don't expect it to. I don't want it to. These are the things that I feel like I've come into the conclusion of, or an unfolding of new resounding truth and whatever comes in after that comes in. And if it doesn't sit well with somebody else, that's fine. But if it does, then we can connect on that. We can expound and go deeper in a conversation with it. And so I'm so grateful that she has been that type of person that has allowed someone to be themselves. They don't have to follow her. They don't have to follow somebody that she follows. They can just be themselves, and whatever the truth is will always be the truth, and it will always be something that both people or people involved can feel. So when it came to me in relationships, I was someone that would always feel like I needed to set my stance, like, no, you should be like this. You're doing it wrong. Just because I felt like my way was so much better. Like, who doesn't think their way is better, you know? It works for you, so you want people that you care about to get something working, you know, like you want it to work for them as well. So it's like, yeah, I would love for you to be able to see it in my way, like you to see it from my perspective. So then whatever it is that you got going on, you don't got to deal with it no more. But then who's to say that your way is going to work? Everybody doesn't handle things the way that you handle them. So in relationships, I had to really find understanding that if I'm not able to accept someone the way they are in the moment that I'm with them, knowing 5 years from now, if they are still this way, would I be able to accept them the way they are? Then I just need to leave the relationship alone. It's not a matter of like, you need to become the way that I want you to be, but it's a matter of, do I like you the way that you are? Do I even like you being in the position that you're in? Knowing that, yes, you are going to become another person, because as life happens, you grow, you become, you know? So if I can't accept you right now, it doesn't matter what you become in 5 years. I can't accept you right now. So I need to do something about that, whether it's me leave or I suggest something to you and you make your decision from there and then I leave, or you take the suggestion and something happens where it's like, okay, this is something I can vibe with. This is something, like, especially if y'all saw my life from college life to now, because college is really where I became a lot more of who I am, right? Like, that's where I started becoming me. When I got into college and the people that I was hanging out with, you would have thought I was gonna be a fucking crack addict by the time I got to this age. I was out of here. I was. And like, the people that cared about me, they thought I had it was like a huge change from when I was in high school to when I got into college. It was just like goody two shoes to who the fuck are you? Like, who is this person? Who is this? But it wasn't bad, you know? It was me getting to know myself. It was me getting to know the other side, the things that I've hidden, the things that I have not ever like experienced. Like, let me go and experience these things. So it's not like my character changed. It was more of like the things that I was doing, the things that I actually put myself into, the things that I involved myself in, the people I involved myself with. I was with the DDs. I was with the DDs just hanging out at the trap house. And I felt fine. Like, I felt like, yeah, I'm gonna be okay. Like, I was little sis. Like whatever happens, I'm gonna be okay. Like, became who I became through that. And it wasn't until life changed for me that I actually changed. So once life changed for me, like, there were so many things that like literally took me out of the situation. So then I was forced out of being comfortable in that. Then once that happened, the people moved on and I had to figure out who I was without those people. So then that made me change and I became more of who I am, like more of me. The people that kept telling me, like, you should be this, you should be that, why are you doing this? I wasn't hearing them back in the day. I was literally just, okay, like, I hear you, but I'm having fun right now. Like, ain't nothing happening for real. Like, I'm just chilling. Like, I'm having a great time. Like, so until it became a life situation, nothing was going to happen. Nothing was going to change. And that was good. Like, I understood that for myself. Like, I would get upset if people tried to change me. I would get upset, not even upset, but like, I would just get annoyed. Like, I'm not going to change, bro. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing. Like, I'm good. Like, why can't you trust me that I know what I'm doing and that I know what's best for my life? So when it came to me seeing that for other people, like, you should do this, you should do that, and they weren't doing it, it took me a while to understand, like, you did the same thing. You were also nudged to change something about yourself. Did you though? Didn't it make you like ill? Didn't it yuck you out when people tried to change you, even if their notions were from a good space? Didn't it yuck you out, making you feel like they didn't accept you for who you are? So once I got to that point, it was just like, oh, it's still annoying. Of course, you still want the best for that person. You still want to see them in the way that you want to see them in. But if you don't get to a point where you're like, okay, bro, if you do what I ask, or if you take my advice, regardless of that, I can take you for who you are right now, or whatever, like, I can really accept you. There's no winning then. If you can't do that, right? But if you can, then move on accordingly, like, take it slow, like, allow yourself to keep your boundaries and do all the good things. If you cannot accept that person, if you cannot accept them the way they are, then it is best to move on. It is best to keep moving forward and keep being yourself, because then once life hits them, they're going to continue moving forward as well. And who knows what can transpire, you know, who knows what can move forward from that, from you doing what you knew what to do for yourself. Who knows? You have to let people become. You have to let people experience life. Otherwise, they're not going to understand why you believe what you believe. So if they don't make their mistakes, if they don't live their life the way they choose to live it, something is going to come awry. They're going to go right back into it if you're not there to surveil them. You know, like, if you're not there to perceive them, they're going to go right back into debauchery. They will. Now, not to say if somebody's like literally about to fuck up their life that you don't step foot in and like try. You definitely should try. But putting yourself in danger with them, no go. I would not suggest. 0 out of 10. If it were me, like when it was me, I should say, I had life happen to me and I had to move away from where I was and restart life, because I was going down a path where I didn't see the darkness. Like, I'm thinking I'm doing everything I want to do. Like, I'm about to, like, I'm doing exactly what I came to do. Then once life happened, and it happened twice. The first time, it was very subtle. It was very academic. Okay, no, you're not doing that well in school. Like, you're on academic probation. You have to go through and reset life, because this is not who you used to be. You used to be somebody that, like, GPA high, like, everything that you needed to do, you were on top of it. Now you're low-key doing the most. Like, I literally had my mom come out. It was a show I was about to do, and we were in the club, like, me and my friends smoking on one black. That shit was like jarring for my mom to see. So she immediately took me out of the school and told me we're moving back. Like, and I was like, shit. Like, I felt like I had to just be the most saintly when I got back home. So that didn't really last though, because when you're trying to act like you're somebody just to be able to go back to a lifestyle, it's not gonna fit. Everybody sees through that shit. So that's why you have to let the person actually become. When she pulled me back to where I needed to like ground myself, because I had missed the lifestyle so much, I was trying to put up a facade like, okay, like, I'm better now. I'm back to where I was like before I left. So yeah, let me go back. I'm ready. But it wasn't until I actually like grew into like, okay, I was fucking up. I was doing some shady shit, bro. Like, I did not need to be doing everything that I was doing. Then life brought the opportunity back, and I was able to go back to school, and I was able to just reset for real. And things from there were so different. Like my life was different. Like I was able to have like my job, because before that I had never worked a day in my life. So when I got back, when my mom pulled me back and I got my first job, then I went back to school, continued working, and got my own place. Like it was different. Like things were a little bit more responsible on my end, and I changed for the better. I was different from then on. So then from that, it was like, okay, cool. But then something happened. I don't know if I was just not listening to God. I wasn't listening for real. I don't know what it was, because then my life changed again. And it was almost like, okay, like I literally was trying to make a move to Atlanta. And I don't know why I was so adamant on moving to Atlanta. But something from there was like, no, you're not moving to Atlanta. I don't know why, but it was like, no. Life literally changed from there, and I had to move back again. And it was just like I lost everything. I lost my car, lost my job, lost my place. So it was like, from there, what? You know, like at least I have a home to go back to. At least I have some place that I can actually settle in and be grounded in. Every time I move back home, something elevates in my life. I literally just had to like sit in my shit and just be like, you know what? Okay, cool. So I was able to ground myself and change into who I am today. I was able to do a lot more introspection to figure out who I wanted to be. So picking up on all of the other things that people would tell me, like, hey, you should do this, you should do that. There were some things that stuck with me, and I implemented them. Like, okay, I like that. I like the way this works. When they initially told me, bitch, excuse me? No, I'm not doing that. For what? Not with much attitude in their face, at least. But it was more like, why would I do that? Like, just because it works for you doesn't mean this is working for me. Like, just because it was working for you doesn't mean that I want it to work for me, or that it would work for me. This right now that I'm doing is working for me. So what makes you think I want your idea? And I would get so annoyed with people. Why are you trying to change me? But I couldn't see it when I did it to other people for so long, until I did. And now my favorite thing to say is, okay, you do you. You do you. You know, if people want to do things their way, I am the first one to be like, do your thing. I'm not going to put my energy towards somebody that is adamant on being them. That's exactly what you should be, is yourself. I'm good. You know, I'm doing my best to be me, you know, like the most authentic me possible. So why not you do the same? Like, why would I stop you from being that? Let me let you do you. I will suggest what I will suggest. And then the moment that you oppose, okay, there's nothing more for me to say. If I accept you still after that opposition, cool, we still rocking. I know that that's not your thing though. Now I will know not to say anything about it, but it'll be like one of those things where it's like, okay, it comes up again, and that would have been the better choice to make. What I said would have been a better choice to make. And it's like, you can see it. I don't have to say anything. You already know. But it's like, you know, I had to go through it. Everybody has to go through it. Everyone will go through it. It's just a matter of being okay when somebody doesn't do it on your time. Not everybody needs to change when you want them to change. Let people experience. Let people grow. Let people figure out things. Let people process. Let people wonder why. So then when they actually make the choice, and it's an active choice, it'll be a true decision that they've made. So then it sticks a little better, versus you trying to manipulate them into a decision that they should make, because then they would easily revert back to whatever made them feel comfortable, and that helps nobody. And you'll be a lot more proud of the person when they actually choose it for themselves. It won't be like they always follow what you're saying. That'd be really weird, one. And also it'd be like you almost have a complex of being above them if they don't make their own decisions, if they can't make their own choices. That's a little weird after a while. Like, they always listen to you. Unless that's like even in a mentor dynamic, like that's still a little weird. Like, you should always question why, you know? Like, you should be able to question why. Otherwise, things just get like too one-sided. Like, where's your brain? What do you think about? Like, how do you feel about that? Have grace for people. Like, let people live. As hard as it can be sometimes, with certain stipulations. Let people live. If they're going down the deep end, you will come in or life will come in. One way or the other though, shit gonna hit the fan. Hopefully before it's too late for them to be able to switch, so then life can turn around for them. But if it's not that deep, if it's just a preference, make your suggestion and then let life take its course. Let them choose. They may figure out a better way than you, and then you'll pick up on whatever they've done, and then whatever you suggest it just becomes null. It becomes void. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is why we all have thinking minds, because we get to deduce what's better, what works best. Inventions take different forms every day. Literally, there's so many ways you can make cubes nowadays. Imagine the person that made ice cubes the first time. Like ice cube machine for the first time, and then now we have so many different ways of making cubes. Like, come on, bro. Like, let people live. Let people decide for themselves. Yeah. And we're here. I'm glad this conversation went as smoothly as it did, because low-key I feel a little bit more at ease than I did before starting this episode. I don't know, I was feeling very blah. I was feeling very like, I don't know, guys. Like, is it just me? Am I the only one feeling this way? And I don't know if it's the weather, but there is some full moon or something, right? Coming up. I believe so. I believe it's the Pisces full moon. I'm filming this on the 4th, by the way. I gotta double check that. Total lunar eclipse, I believe. So I may be feeling the pull of that, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel so emotional. I feel like a sad emotional though, not like a happy emotional. It's like a void of some sort. Interesting. That may be it. Because I'm like, what is going on? I just felt so happy a week ago. Now I feel like basura dog. I feel like, I don't know. I literally just felt like crying. I feel such a void. It's so insane. But I know I'm not alone. It just feels weird. It feels fake almost. Some things in my life are fake. And I just don't know right now. Anyways, 3:33 where I'm at. Oh! Anyway, guys, I love you. And I hope that your Friday is amazing. Everything happens for a reason. And in its due time, Go out there and hug on somebody. Go out there and love on somebody. Make it a you and them thing, Be there with someone right now, because apparently it's a heavy time. So I know if I'm feeling all this, other people are too. So just being in community, being with the people that you care about, and feeling better together, I think that's the best course of action right now. But yeah, you guys have been watching another episode of Present Not Perfect. Yeah, I'm your host, Mimi Jeanite. Yes, I will see y'all in the next episode. It's always been love. Mwah. Mwah. Bye, guys.